Hanging out here at Radio Row, Las Vegas, and we found our guy Frank Caliendo, friend of PHNX Sports. He's a big PHNX Wildcats guy.
He is.
Mike Luke.
He backs the A.
Wait. My son goes to ASU. My daughter's about to go to ASU. But I'm entertained by Mike Luke. That's just it.
Who is it?
Who is Mike Luke?
No, who isn't entertained by Mike Luke?
I missed the isn't. No, I'm still trying to figure out what he's doing most of the time. But yeah, definitely.
We got to get you a flat brim hat, and you guys can just do the show back to back.
That's not a flat brim. That is the equator. That I've never seen. I told him about that. Does that hat fit you? There's no way that hat fits you. It can't be the lens. Whatever you're doing, do something different. Because that's the most insane. Let's get you a beanie or stocking cap kind of thing or something. Because I don't know what it's like. That's the only thing I can concentrate on. As he's giving me 4,000 stats that nobody's ever heard or been. They're not even finished being researched yet, and Luke has them ready to go.
Well, you know, you're making the rounds here at Super Bowl Radio Row. What is your vibe so far? Like, what's the big thing going on?
I don't really know. I got here early this morning because I had talked to some people. It's funny. You get into an elevator, you get an escalator, you see somebody, the program director of a show, and they're like, hey. And I wanted to go on for Dallas this morning, so I got here at like 5. I got here at 6 a.m. and then the day passes weren't printing out and stuff like that. So I'm mentally just trying to get. Nobody was even here. There were maybe 4 different people here because when it's on the West Coast, which I'm considering this at least West Coast time, I'm the only idiot coming in that early. So there were maybe 5 people at tables that early because they know most guests aren't coming through, and it's just filler. So people are usually doing stuff at home or remote broadcasting, or just doing some interviews here and there. So, what's the vibe? I don't know. I think these are the filler days, Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday sometimes, where other people come in and then just kind of the stars aren't here yet, and that's why I'm useful. As like I can fill some time for people, and then when the the huge names come through, the Hall of Famers or the broadcasters, they parade everybody through. Then it starts to amp up. So I think it's a laid back vibe until about Thursday or Friday, and that's when it picks up, and it seems like a totally different thing.
You're out at the Desert Ridge Improv later this week, February 10th.
Sold out, Jim. You don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
You can plug it.
I just wanted to,
I just want people to know what they can't get to.
You're in AZ on February 10th at Desert Ridge, but when you come to Vegas, do you think back to when you were a young comedian and just coming to this town for the first time?
Well, I think maybe the first time I came to this city was with Bad TV. We came as a cast trip. And I don't think I'd ever come to Vegas before that. So I was probably 25 years old-ish. I'm not a big drinker or anything. So we went and saw, I can't even think of his name. We saw Tom Jones. We saw some of the classic Vegas stuff. Threw some underwear at him. But yeah, I mean, this city's about my kids, because I was here for like 2 years doing like a residency. My kids grew up for a couple of years here a lot, which is awful when they learn to read. So, why do they say girls 3 times?
Live.
Girls, yeah.
What is live nude? Yeah.
So I just take it. I'm heading out actually in a little bit. I'm just here for this quick little jaunt to do some stuff. So people want me to come out and do a quick thing here or there. I said sure, and then I see friends and talk to them, and that's about it.
Obviously, you've done impressions of people in the Cardinals organization. Have you been able to follow the team at all? What has been your impression of Jonathan Gannon and crew?
Oh, well, that deer in headlights that he started out as. But I think it seems like he's getting things in order. They really started to shape up. I think they're coming along. I think it's hard whenever it's a new regime. Everything's totally different. Kyler looks like he's on track. If Kyler gets on track, Houston playing so well this year was rough, because that was a draft pick I think that the Cardinals were really hoping to get, a higher pick, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, it's such a mix and match. I don't try to play remote GM at all, so I just.
You're dialed in though.
I know a little. I know enough, just enough. to look like I know enough. But we'll see. I mean, I'm looking for. There's nowhere to go but up, really. So, but they look like they have their stuff buttoned up and a little bit more together. It's all when you talk to some of these teams, GMs, whether it's or even people who are report on the teams. It's like if you can figure out how to get your team to run like a machine, you're in business. And there's just so many moving parts, so many different things. And you take a look at the Chiefs. You look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a team that they have it all together, and then they get a quarterback that works, and that seems to be a key. They got a coach that works. You get they coach the quarterback. You start building around it. They don't even have the pieces they've had in the past. Yeah. They're beatable. Yeah. I mean, at times, people keep asking me who am I rooting for, and I'm like, I think I'm kind of rooting for the 49ers here, and I know that's a sin in Arizona, but I like although Brock Purdy out of
Gilbert.
From Perry and Gilbert Perry, dialed in that much. That I like that story, and I think of him as like I know he's 26, 28 years old, but he plays like a quarterback who's in the second half of his career. Like he doesn't have the arm he used to, although this is just where he's at. He doesn't have a bad arm. He just doesn't have Patrick Mahomes' arm. He can't run like Lamar Jackson, but he can run. Yeah, he can do some stuff. And he, for some reason, seems to make some boneheaded young guy kind of plays, but at the same time, he also makes throws that people are like, how did he? I've seen Dan Orlovsky talk about it. Yeah. How did he make that play?
Right.
How did that ball should not be able to go into that window? Right. How did he do that? And I think I kind of want to see Shanahan win, and I feel like the Chiefs are just going to keep getting here.
Yeah. Do you do Mahomes impression?
Yeah, man. I mean, you just kind of throw together, and you just sound like you're really excited about everything. And I am great to be here and talking to you guys. And I thought it was really, really great. And I got my hands in my pockets, and then there you go.
I got to think when the calendar switched over to 24, you were pretty excited. I mean, you've got another CBS Super Bowl, so you got Romo, and then you got an election year.
Oh, that's going to be really, really good, Jim. It's here we go. Romo is always like the car being revved up. Jim. And he went from knowing everything that was going to happen to knowing almost like he doesn't know about football. Like he got hit in the head in a 80s sitcom and his memory of football got lost, but he's still the analyst, the lead analyst for sure. What's he going to do here, Jim? This is I don't know what he's going to do here, Jim. Let's go to our resident kicker, Jay Feely.
Obviously, Jonathan Gannon's from Cleveland, Ohio. Several years ago, it's been a while, you did an impression of Morgan Freeman and the letter from LeBron.
Right, yeah.
I wanted to see if possibly you would do the same thing about him coming to the desert and trying to revive this franchise, being from Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, it's a long way from Cleveland. The seasons are quite different. Jonathan Gannon loaded up that truck and headed toward Beverly Hills, but ended up in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's as good as I can do.
Fantastic.
Can I ask you for one more favor?
Yeah.
I mean, Kyler Murray, as you said, played pretty well at the end of the season. Can we get maybe a Tony Romo, Jim Nantz winning Super Bowl call of Kyler Murray?
Oh, Jim, he's scrambling around. He's running in circles, and nobody can see it because he's only 2 feet tall. Here we go, Jim. Tony. Oh, Jim, I'm going to go put on my Skechers.
Frank Caliendo, folks, so much appreciate you, gentlemen.
Sure, thank you.